If you are new to knitting and you are looking for some easy patterns to get started, you've come to the right place.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate and today I'm excited to share with you 10 knitting patterns that are perfect for beginners. Welcome to my channel. If you are a returner viewer, hello, I'm happy to see you here. If you are new here, my name is Kate. I live in Amsterdam, Netherlands, with my husband, with my son. I also have a cat and a dog. My cat is actually sleeping here, as always. And I'm a beginner at knitting. I think it's important things to say before we will continue and we will discuss patterns. Because I'm a beginner and I started to knit like a year ago. Before I was more a crocheter, and I myself was looking for beginner friendly patterns, and I myself was looking for something that could be easy to to knit and quick also, because I didn't want to start with something big where I can make a lot of mistake and will get only frustration in the end. I wanted to start with something easy, something that I will use and that will bring me joy when I will finish. And so yeah, that's how I have this list of these patterns, because all of them on my favorites on Ravelry, and like most of them I would say I already knitted. So yeah, let's move to the patterns. About the structure of this video, so I will start with hats, which are easy and very quick to make, and you need to know how to knit, how to purl and do decreases. That's it. That's enough. And then we will move slowly to more difficult things like scarves, mittens, socks, and in the end I will show you one sweater pattern which I think perfect for beginners, and I myself made my first sweater using this pattern. I think when you learning how to do something, when you start, when you in the beginning of your journey with some crafts, it's important to make something very quick, very simple, but it's also important to make something a bit more difficult when you can already make easily. I think challenges can be very useful, because that's how we learn. Yeah, it's a bit of stress, but it's also how we can become better at the craft we choose. So that's the reason why I added a bit more difficult techniques to my list, but I will all of them are easy enough, so you definitely can do it. All of them have YouTube videos, tutorials how to make them. So these tutorials you will find in the patterns which I suggest, and also in some for some of patterns I will tell you like this technique. If you really don't want to learn it for some reason, skip it. You can deal with it in our way. It's not like necessary. It's not only one way to knit this thing. Let's start with hats. I think it's the easiest things to knit. They are small, they are really quick to knit, they're easy, and patterns normally are free and easy to follow. I will show you like a video, as not screenshot, how to say, screencast from my iPad, so you will see these patterns and you will have some idea what I'm talking about here. Okay, the first one, it's classic ribbed hat from Pearl Soho. It's a free pattern. That's good. I think when you begin, you need to check first, like, will you actually like this or not? You don't need a lot of yarn for this pattern. About 100 or 150 would be enough. Before you will start and will move on with your hat, be careful and check your gouge, because if you want, you may end up with huge hat or too small one. So be careful with it. Need a swatch, check it, and then cast on an actual hat. But it's very easy one, and I'm sure you will get it. Yeah. The second pattern I would like to show you is a chunky beanie from Kutova Kika, and you can watch her video on YouTube with tutorial how to make this hat, and I think it's very useful. Actually, that's how I made my very first hat, because when I was opening patterns, I was like, it looks so difficult. I don't know why. I already needed some socks, but I still were afraid of hats, and I was like, oh my god, it's too difficult. Socks probably easier. No, they're not. Hats are easier than socks, in my opinion. So in case you're afraid and you need somebody like to help you when you start with this pattern, you want to watch some videos and feel some I don't know, support, because when I watch her videos I always feel like she's my friend who we need this together. So you can use this pattern and this YouTube tutorial from her. It's very nice one. I have one chunky hat I made. I also used a YouTube tutorial. I also will leave a link for this tutorial in the description. Yeah, it's my version of chunky hat. It's very nice one. I love this hat. I used it during the whole winter, and this weekend I was in Stockholm and it was pretty cold there, and this hat saved my life. The only thing about this hat, the tutorial in Russian, the author is Ukrainian girl, and if you speak Russian, I highly recommend you to subscribe to her channel. She's very nice. And yeah, let's move on. The next one I think was very popular last year, and everybody in knitting community will need one for as a Christmas gift or for themselves. It's Sophie Shawl or Sophie scarf, also could be a very nice pattern. I have one here. I'm knitting one for myself, and I already made one for my friend, and it was my Christmas gift for her. It's very easy to follow, super easy, and it's not a huge scarf which you will need for a month or two, because I think when you start, it's very important to start with something quick to knit, because you won't lose your motivation on the way. Yeah, so this one pretty quick. It's not as quick as a hat, but still it's doable. For example, this I made in, I don't know, less than like 4 or 5 evenings. Yeah, it's also, you also don't need huge amounts of yarn for this. I used here like 150. It's work in progress, but still I'm sure it would be enough, because with shawls like this you always can like measure the amount of leftovers you have. And for, let's say you have 100, when you have left here only 50 grams, you can say, okay, that's it. This would be the middle of my shawl, and I will start with decreases, and this way you will use the all the yarn you have, and you won't have any leftovers. It's very nice, and it's also very stylish thing to wear. I think I'm planning to wear it with my greatcoat during the spring. So yeah, my third pattern I suggest you is Sophie Shawl. But also, if you're afraid of something big like this, check out the Sophie scarf. It's also very nice pattern. It's also very easy one, and it's super small stylish thing you can knit pretty quickly and enjoy the result. For the next one, the world's simplest mittens. I'm looking there because I have the list of patterns there, and I need it because I don't remember all of them in this order. So this pattern is very nice. You can start with one color, and then it would be very easy to follow. Very quickly you can finish this project and then enjoy it. You can wear it outside. I'm not sure if you need something like this. It depends on the weather in the region you live in, but if it's cold, you can wear it already right now. I don't know, it can be a present, but anyway, it's something very small, very nice, and very easy to knit. And then when you will become like more advanced knitter and you will already know more techniques, you can use it here with this pattern. You can add color work, you can add, I don't know, more colors to these knittings. Check out the projects on Ravelry. People are doing amazing stuff with this pattern. It's very enjoyable to watch, and there are a lot of ideas what you can do later when you will learn more and will become more advanced in knitting craft. Okay, one more knitting pattern and then we will move to socks. This one is from Pearl Soho and this one is free. It's also very nice pattern, also very easy to follow, and it's the same thing. You can also later on add color work here or something else, or you can make it now. Very simple version with one color. You don't need a lot of yarn. I'm pretty sure you will need like 60, 70, 100 grams. Oh my god, not 100, 60, 70 grams, and that should be enough for adult size. And you can make one for your child, I don't know, for yourself. It's very nice and very easy to knit object. And also the way how they make this finger, I think they described it very, very nicely. I like the patterns from Pearl Soho because the tutorials they make about the techniques, about everything, it's like amazing. It's super understandable. You always can, like I even save this link for later if I will need this technique a bit later, and I'm pretty sure I will forget how to do it, so I can use these links and check on Pearl Soho website how to actually I should do it. So the way they did this finger is very interesting and very nice, and it's also pretty easy, so you won't have any like holes here. I like this pattern and highly recommend you to try it. Let's move to socks. First of all, if you're afraid to knit socks because you think like there are too many things you need to learn how to do, or it's too small, or it's too difficult, I would like to say it's not as difficult as it looks. The first thing I ever knitted was socks, and I don't know why, for some reason I was thinking socks are easier than hats, but right now I think if you started with hats and you already needed a hat, then socks would be for you more or less the same thing. You cast on, you need a tube, then you should learn how to make a heel. Okay, this is a difficult part, but that's it. Then you continue with the tube and make decreases to close it. Yeah, so the most difficult part here on the heel, but in the patterns which I will show you later, the description of the heel very clearly made, and it's very easy to follow, so I'm pretty sure you will manage to do it. And the first pattern I would like to show you would be Hermione's Everyday Socks. They're very nice, and that's actually more or less how my first socks look like. I only think is different. I was knitted like stock knitting, and here in this pattern they have this nice pattern, but it's very easy. I checked the pattern and it's described very well, and pretty easy to make. You just need to do how to knit purl, and that's it. And the heel itself, I think it's like for me because for me I know how to make heel only this way. It's like, and it's not so scary, not so difficult. If I can do it, you can do it too, I'm sure. Second sock pattern I have for you is Vanilla is the New Black. It's very nice, very well done pattern. I haven't knit socks with this pattern yet, but it's on my list, and I already checked the pattern itself, so it's very nicely done. I like this heel. I like how the heel looks. It's very nice, and it's different from the previous pattern. I would like to learn this technique, but everything else would be more or less the same way as you saw in the previous pattern and as I do it right now. So I think it's also a good pattern to start this. Let's move to bags. And before I will show you patterns, I would like to tell you one thing. Both of these patterns ask you to start with cast on method, which could be a bit scary. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, "Wow, no way I will manage to do it." It's looks too difficult, but actually it's not. I managed to do it, and I'm pretty sure you can do it too. Just try. If you already made a hat, socks, mittens or something, you already have some experience, and it would be very nice to try something new, because when we learn new cast-on methods, learn new techniques, that's how we grow as knitters, yeah? So why not? Just try it. The first bag I would show you, it's Dumpling Bag by Pearl Soho. Actually, both of these bags by Pearl Soho. It's very nice bag. It's very easy to knit. But it requires you to learn new techniques, new cast-on method and new kitchenry stitch. That's how you will put parts together. And this could look a bit scary, but it's not as difficult as it looks. And also Pearl Soho have very nicely done tutorial. They have video tutorial, we have photo tutorial, we have text description, so you have like 3 ways to learn these techniques. And because all of us, we are different, yeah, and we have different way how we learn things, so they have 3 versions. You can pick up the one you like the most and try this cast-on method on this stitch. The second bag pattern I would like to show you called knit Drawstring bag or backpack. There are 2 versions. It's also free pattern by Pearl Soho, and it's also very nice pattern, also very easy to knit. And here it's actually even easier than Dumpling Bag, because you have the construction itself easier. You just need a tube and then put everything together. You also will need to learn this cast-on method, but if you don't want to use it for some reason, you can just sew this part together. It's not necessary to use this cast-on method. You can like make this pattern even easier for yourself. It's a very useful object in the end. You can use it as a project bag. The same is going for Dumpling Bag. I use it as a project bag for my knitting projects. And the last pattern I would like to show you, it's a sweater, and it's not only the pattern, it's a YouTube tutorial, again by Kika. It's actually the first sweater I have ever knit, and I use this pattern. She has this YouTube tutorial, and she also has a written pattern on PDF, so you can like print it or save it on your iPad and like read through it if you don't like the video version. I like her patterns, I like her tutorials. She explains things very clearly in very nice way, and again I always feel like she's my friend who knit with me together this sweater, so I felt supported on my way when I was working on this project. And important thing here to say, I love this sweater. It's not the thing I made as my first sweater, put it on the shelf and forgot about it. No, I really use it, I wear it a lot, I take with me when I travel somewhere. It's very, very useful sweater. I use it with with jeans, with skirts, with dresses, like amazing. I love the yarn she suggests. I like the way she explains things. So if you would like to try and knit your first sweater and you think like, oh my god, it's too difficult, I will never like manage to do something like this, I highly recommend you to try her pattern. It's a very nice way to knit your first garment, and it's very easy to do with her. So that's my list of 10 knitting patterns that are perfect for beginners. I hope you like at least one of them, and I hope I motivated you to try some new techniques and to learn some new custom methods. If you enjoyed this video, if you find it useful, please put a like to this video or share it with friends. It's helped me a lot. It motivates me to do more videos, and it's if also you would like to discuss one of these patterns, or you know more easy to follow patterns, you know more beginner friendly patterns, please tell me about this in the comments, so this way we will create a very nice list of beginner friendly patterns. And see you in my next video. Happy knitting, happy crocheting!